Hey guys, we are back for part 2 of day 2. We are doing the newest Star Wars film, Rogue One, a Star Wars story because, you know, not Star Wars anthology. Anyway, bitter. I'm still bitter about that. Okay, we are doing the screenings for charity as well. So if you are willing and able to donate to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention in the link below, please. We are trying to raise over $1,000. Our editor Abe has promised that he will release photos that he has made of some of the crew. Some of them are terrible. One of them is coming out. I will probably actually post that in a minute. Of Chris, that will come out soon and is scary. So
this ought to be interesting.
Yeah, but I am joined by my wonderful panel. Chris Doman, how are you?
Well, we're not fighting anymore, Jacob. So that's gonna be a nice change of pace for once. And I'm ready to talk about a movie that, yes, I do still love, but I have some issues with it, and we will definitely get into it as we continue on to do some great reviewing and great commentating for a great cause.
And Frank Janish, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts on Rogue One. I don't get a lot of time to talk about it amongst friends, Rogue One, so I'm looking forward to this stream, and yes, doing it for a good cause.
And we are also joined by Brian Fernandez. How are you, mate?
I'm doing good. Happy to be a part of this and also donate for a great cause. So.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'm kind of. This is one that I am not the biggest fan of, but we will get into that when there's the moments. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy parts of it, but it's the one that has probably disintegrated the most, in my opinion, since seeing it. But
just like you like parts of Revenge of the Sith, huh?
Just like parts of Revenge of the Sith. All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
We don't need to bring that up, Brian. We don't need to bring it up.
Why are you not being positive?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
And we get ready for the most awkward introduction of all time.
When I first saw this introduction in the theaters, I swear to God, I literally jumped. Because I was like, "Whoa, that was unexpected."
I actually liked the hard cut to the space shot.
I like it, but they did need a crawl. I think they really needed a crawl for this.
I would prefer to crawl as well, but I do like the fact that they did what they did.
I like that shot though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, this whole intro is fantastic.
One thing that I do really appreciate that Disney did, because I can remember that there was the big fear for the longest time that, oh my God, we're not going to have the Fox we're not going to have the Fox fanfare anymore. Like, we're not going to have the Fox fanfare. Oh my God. And everyone was worried that they would put the Disney logo at the start, and they didn't. And I'm really respectful of the fact that they didn't. I'm like, no. But the only time you would ever know that this or Force Awakens was a Disney movie is at the very end when it says distributed by Walt Disney, and then that's it.
Right. Yeah. Because Lucasfilm, Star Wars sells itself. It doesn't need to be attached to Disney to sell it. So.
True. Unless you're Warner Brothers, in which case you're screwed then. But
this opening shot here in their home is a great callback to many things in the original trilogy.
Yeah, and if you're a true Star Wars fan, and you would notice a lot of like the Easter eggs there. You know, the blue milk right there.
Even the kitchen set, is very reminiscent of the homestead. So
yeah.
And I have to say, I was excited for this movie with Gareth Edwards, the way he was talking about it, because it really seemed like it was going to be a fan film, basically. Found out it wasn't really that in the end.
The cinematography is just like really beautiful.
It absolutely is, and Josh mentioned that in the comments. Love or hate this movie. This film is absolutely gorgeous. It certainly is.
It really is.
And you get to these shots when the Krennic and his boys, they come crawling up. So there's some really good shots here that I really enjoy.
Dude, just look at that, man. It's just like, man. I'm so surprised that it didn't get nominated for like cinematography.
Oh, last year was a pretty big year for cinematography, though.
I mean, if it got nominated for cinematography, I would have been like, that's something right there. I mean, just and just imagine watching this on like 4K, like like you said before, during a Revenge of the Sith. I have the Apple 4K on connected to my TV, and you can see every nook and cranny of everything. You can see like every single speck of dirt when they were like on like young Jin Erso's hand. It's just like really detailed.
Oh, that's why I didn't, because the guy who did the cinematography, good Aussie boy. He also did the cinematography for Lion, and Lion was nominated instead.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there is a rule when it comes now that you can only be the new rule is you can only be nominated once.
Oh man.
Don't believe that you can be I'm not sure how, you can only be nominated once in one category. Man, they built for such and another good Aussie boy, Mads Smith, Ben Mendelsohn. It just didn't live up to the hype at all. Krennic just did not. He does this. Really? He does what he can, but Krennic just does not live up to the Krennic that I knew in Catalyst. Which, oh my god, I became one of them. And
God, where's Case when you need him?
I become one of those people.
Who's Red Catalyst? Who's Red Catalyst?
I read it before I saw the movie, and
I read it.
I read it
after sitting on my bookshelf.
I read it after seeing the movie.
No, I read it before because I heard the. I love this. I love this line.
Oh yeah, yeah. But see, I mean, that's why I really do like his performance as Krennic, because it's very much in the style of how an imperial officer would act. I feel very arrogant, and so I really thought this movie actually started off fairly strong, all things considered, until we get to the title screen.
Yep.
This is one thing that I do really appreciate with this movie is the and you can see that Krennic is, he's like, I'm not trying to be mean to you guys. I'm taking you in as,
right. Like he believes that.
Yeah. Like I'm taking you in because it's a fucking job. Like, come on.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But he's doing it for his own selfish reasons because he needs them for the weapons. So.
Yeah.
But then that brings up the question, what would he be using the family for? Jin and her mom.
So he'd be using Jin, and they'd just be living like a 50s house mum and child. And whereas in Galen and Galen be going to work every morning and coming back and
like dinner wife, like that kind of thing. Although Galen's not that kind of person, so
yeah. Can we just talk about these troopers for a second? Because we never know whether if they're actually men or if they're robots because of because is it is it me or is it like scrambling there, like a scrambler for their mass? Is it a scrambler or are they actually talking to, or are they actually talking?
It's a scrambler.
Okay.
It's a scrambler because, and yes, for the record, they are all people. Initially, it was still the clones for about the first 5 5 or so years.
Yeah.
After Revenge of the Sith, but then of course they had to switch it out because it was a clone rebellion on Camino, which can't know until you guys tried, but it just couldn't quite happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Ask Chris, he would know.
I
You would think a bunch of Jango Fett's running around would get the job done. Oh, here's a horrible title.
Oh, this is so bad.
I couldn't believe when I saw this in the theater. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like,
Well,
this
see,
is-
yeah, like I had seen.
I can make this on iMovie. That's how bad this is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had seen Collider's review of it of Rogue One. I'd seen the non-spoiler review, and I was like, it can't be that bad. Like in my head, I'm like, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And then I saw
But
it.
then
and
when
went,
you actually look at it, you were just like,
bad.
yeah. Yeah.
Also, I don't know what I was expecting though for the title to be honest, but apparently neither were they because they were like, well. But I do like that we kind of got glimpses of the stormtroopers, like other things they do besides walk up and down, hallways in the Death Star. So
And now, controversial opinion. I do not like Jyn Erso.
really,
I do not like.
Yeah, I don't hate her character. I like, but she's not given a character. Like, and to me, none of them are, and that's my big issue with this movie is the characters.
And Cassian is given a character, but Gareth doesn't direct Diego to actually do something with it.
well, see, here's where
that's what everybody. Yeah, that's everybody's problem. It was just like the characters for it. There wasn't development for them. Everything else was amazing, but it was like the characters was just like the problem. That was like the biggest problem right there, and I agree with that.
I wonder what kind of character development we would have gotten had Gareth Edwards been able to maintain his actual vision for the movie.
I agree.
So I can't really put it fully on Gareth, at least for the Jyn Erso stuff. Cassian and maybe the other ancillary characters, perhaps, that they still would have turned out the same way. But I think there was more to Jyn that Gareth probably wanted to do with, because you kind of saw that in like the teaser trailers. So,
See, okay, I had this opinion that everyone looks at it and went, "Oh my god!" Disney came in and intervened and ruined the movie or forced him to change it. I think we've seen with how dark they let this movie go. Like, they kill the spoiler alert for the movie we're watching. They kill off every single character.
well, also right here, Cassian, what he does to this informant, that's pretty dark stuff.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think Disney were like, okay, we don't like, we're going to restrict your vision because it's, because it's too dark or something. I genuinely think Disney went, okay, the movie's not as good as we hoped. Let's try and fix it. Like, I think the movie was a mess. I have a genuine belief that Lucasfilm are trying to make the best movie that they possibly can, because they have learned that a better movie sells better than a studio-made movie. And by a studio-made movie, I'm meaning we have to reach these markets. I think you are starting to see studios learn from that doesn't work. A better movie, if the movie is really, really good, that is going to sell better than but it's a 4-quadrant movie. At least that's how I'm starting to view Hollywood at the moment. I think we're starting to see this change, at least for a little bit, and then it'll change back because that's Hollywood.
I was about to say, come on, change for the better in Hollywood. Jacob, don't be serious.
I'm talking about for 6 weeks. Hey, it's allowed it, except it's not.
But Jeddah, though, I think is probably like the coolest thing that has come out of this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much there to be explored.
Is it mirrors that statue of a Jedi?
Yeah.
I think it is.
They
Yeah.
said that many times.
Bish.
In a lot of the news leading up to the film, like a lot of the shots that like the Gareth Edwards even said, like that shot you see is a statue of a fallen Jedi.
But now the real question is like, which fallen Jedi was that a statue
Oh,
of?
sorry. It's a fallen statue of a Jedi, just not a fallen. Sorry.
Of just a Jedi. But I mean, they could have probably had like a statue of like a certain Jedi built and all that stuff, but probably was never explained of like which Jedi it was.
One thing that I do love about that shot, and we just missed it then, is how they actually humanized the stormtroopers just then.
Yeah,
it's the first time they've ever done it, where they actually humanized him and actually gave him a moment of, fuck, today's been a long day. Like they actually, you actually saw how long of a day he was in.
Right, and the introduction of K2SO is really great.
My favorite character of this movie.
Oh yeah.
One of the only great characters in this movie.
Pretty much.
The only one whose death actually, the only one whose death was actually like meaningful and impactful.
Well,
I
gee,
will
Jacob,
agree with
spoiler
that.
alert.
Okay, I've already spoiled the whole movie, so
Put that as a soundbite. Jesus.
I had that as my alarm one morning. The siren that was in the first trailer. I had that as an alarm one morning. Never ever again. I was just like, holy shit, that is the scariest thing in the world to wake up to.
No, just imagine having like an air horn as like your alarm. It'll just be like you'll just be jumping up on your bed. It's like I swear that happened to me before. Never again will I have that as my alarm.
I mean, this also really brought into light the Rebel Alliance as not really such a goody two shoe kind of thing. They go to some dark places, which I really appreciated what they tried to do here. Google it.
Google it. This was like when I first saw this there in the movie theater, I'm like, okay, this is how like they're trying to act, and then at the same time I'm like, okay, it's going a little bit like with the acting.
I didn't think that. I thought the acting was pretty good throughout.
Maybe it was just like some parts of like the delivery of some lines probably could have been like a little bit better.
I think that's inevitable with any kind of Star Wars movie, just because of the nature of what they're talking about. It's going to sound sometimes hokey, So
yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, because it's space, so it has to sound foreign. It has to sound
fantasy and
space, the final frontier.
Wrong franchise.
Sorry.
Wrong marathon. Yeah. Actually, I thought Diego Luna's performance was probably, you could say, was better than Felicity Jones's in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think Felicity Jones is bad in this film, like at all. But I don't think she lived up to what she should have been. And the biggest problem she had was that literally 12 months earlier, she had a career-defining role in Daisy Ridley, playing someone who a lot of people thought was the same character. So I can understand why there was this like pressure on her.
Mm-hmm. How is she gonna follow up Daisy Ridley?
Partially because they have the exact same backstory.
They pretty much. Well,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. I would say, Brian, please don't tell me you just realized that.
No, I've known that. I've known that. I've known.
Now, this
is
is
where you
something
really
that
see how
actually does
shady
bug
their
me,
life
is that the pacing in this movie is a little wonky.
Well,
Because
that comes from
simultaneously it moves very quickly, but it's almost moving too quickly in certain parts and taking too much time in other parts. It's like,
Here's an exposition scene right here. I'm a reprogrammed Chuck. Yep. Exposition right there. I love how he just like says things like right off the like. It's just like diary of the mouth. It's just like bleh. Ooh. Dun dun dun.
Oh, fun fact! When I saw this movie in the theater for the first time, I was rubbing
In
my
IMAX
eye.
or regular?
Just regular. I was rubbing my eye right before the opening shot, right before it started, and I popped out my contact. I could not see out of my left eye for the entire movie.
Oh,
So I had to watch it.
That's
like
the
this.
worst thing ever. That's the worst thing ever.
So then, like a couple days later, I went back and saw it again with both eyes.
that's a shame.
Yeah, it sucks.
So when they first announced, Jonathan Peck asked a good question. What back in 2014, what do you think of the announcement of the first spin-off film with Gareth Edwards as announced as a director a week after Godzilla came out? I was kind of so if you can remember the timeline of events, what happened was Godzilla came out.
It's very
It made it came out Friday, made just shy of $100 million opening weekend by Sunday. On Monday, they announced the sequel. And on Friday, I think by that Friday, Gareth Edwards had been announced as the Star Wars director. It was within a week. And I just remember going, wow, I feel so bad for Warner Brothers right now. And then a week later, they came out and announced that we will wait for Gareth Edwards. Yeah, that worked out well for you.
Oh yeah,
my favorite over-the-top acting right here.
Yeah, this scene makes no sense.
do not like it. Do not like it. No, sir, I do
So
not like it.
It just felt out of place. It was just like if they would have cut this scene out, I would have been perfectly fine.
Actually, I do like Riz Ahmed's performance in this movie as well.
Oh yeah, no, I like Riz Ahmed, and I like Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera. It's a great casting choice.
Yeah.
I hate that he is the biggest waste. He's the most wasted potential in this film because this is me personally. Now, if he was way less of a dick, and if he had went with the rebels and stuff, and he would say he was part of the final battle, and if he would have gotten taken out by Vader, that would have been way more poetic for his character. Because if you remember from Clone Wars, Anakin is the one who trained Saw. And what if Saw was able to figure out, oh wait, Vader is Anakin, and that just gives it even more poetry.
Right. But if you're like 8% of the rest of the viewing public, you have no idea who the hell Saw Gerrera is.
Yeah, but you can visually show that. You can explain that in like 2 seconds.
Here we go. Bukalit.
I love this shot of the Star Destroyer coming off the shadow.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so the reason, going back to what did I think of the announcement of Gareth Edwards? This is a great shot, but what is so brilliant about this shot is that in 2 shots, Gareth Edwards instantly shows you scale.
Yeah.
Like absolutely,
Absolutely.
instantly shows you exactly how effing large that Death Star is, because he shows you the TIE fighter coming up to the size of a TIE fighter. He shows you the size going up to the Star Destroyer, and then he shows you the Star Destroyer. If Tarkin doesn't turn around here, this is a fantastic scene. Tarkin turns around, it ruins it. If they just did that for Tarkin,
That would have been amazing.
it would have been amazing.
You gotta give credit
But
to
once again-
ILM for at least trying. You gotta give credit to them
But
for trying.
once again, what is Star Wars trying to do? They're trying to further technology in movies, and they're doing it again here with Tarkin and later Leia. So that's what they're always trying to do, and they use Star Wars movies as their little sandboxes to do it in other movies. You know what I'm saying? So,
Here's the thing.
at least ILM. So
Because there were two. I had no issue whatsoever with the Leia one. The Leia one works because, one, at the time, Carrie Fisher was alive, and two, she could have given permission. She could have given permission, and she could have actually,
there's much ethical things. Yeah, get into.
But she could have said, okay, this is how I would do this performance.
Yeah,
Peter Cushing is not alive to actually go, this is how I would do this performance. And instead, what you are doing is you are taking a Peter Cushing performance, essentially, that he had no control over. And I have huge issues with that from a artistic point of view. It's just, I have issues with that idea.
But I have to admit, at least for me personally, I think what they were able to do with Tarkin in this movie is pretty fucking amazing.
It is. I will give you that. If Peter Cushing was alive,
ethical questions about using dead actors, and
that was my biggest issue with it. That was my biggest issue with it was Peter Cushing. It cannot make the acting decisions for that character. I am not okay with using his face to do that, especially when literally a scene earlier you've got a younger oh my god
wasn't
it? Yeah, and you've decided to cast another actress for that.
Yeah, they really could have casted someone to play Tarkin. I guess. I mean,
who was the actor that did the motion capture for Tarkin?
The guy in Harry Potter, in the last Harry Potter film.
From Ministry of Magic.
The Ministry of Magic. Yeah, he did it.
Okay. I mean, if they would have just done him as Tarkin, would you have been fine with that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, because you would have recognized by the voice, because he's doing the voice already. So you would have, you would recognize, and they would address him as Tarkin, and so you would know. But
and it would have been one of those things for the audience, just like, okay, that's Tarkin. Yep, we can. And look, we're not dumb. Like, audience members
without CGI or anything, just cast him right then and there.
Yep,
and that's it.
Yep, 100%. And I would have been perfectly okay with that. All right, guys, we're just going to give you a quick time check. Just because I know a lot of people, I've just noticed how many people have actually started to join.
We just passed 26 minutes.
Yeah. So when we get to 27 minutes, I will let you guys know. Because I don't have a different version to everyone else for this movie.
Whoa,
because it's Rogue One. There was only one version.
I love this scene. It might hit me. Doesn't sound so bad to me. That's how you know.
He really is the best part of the movie.
Yeah, that's how you know. Dick, right there. K2SO.
All right, guys. We are 10 seconds from 27. Not 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 27 minutes and tentacle porn.
Jesus Christ.
That was so
If I
perfectly
have been
timed.
once, I will say it again. Fuck
It
this.
was.
I mean, now look. We just sat through the prequels, but they did not have a scene that was this pointless. None of them.
Yeah, it
Really?
I will completely. Oh, okay, no, maybe not completely agree with that, but this is the most pointless scene in this entire movie, and makes absolutely zero sense as to why it's in it.
I think it's there. It's there because to show how Saw Gerrera is completely annoyed about anybody that comes into
But
his
we
life.
see no ramifications of it. That's what I'm trying to get. Like we don't see any ramifications for that scene.
Well, excuse me, Jacob. In the novelization, it goes into how
Fuck
this whole
off.
thing.
look who it
You
is.
knew I was gonna go there. You knew I
Familiar
was gonna go there.
I actually didn't really like this cameo with these two.
Oh, I hate it. Hate it.
Didn't really
Makes
care for it.
Makes
was
no
like, that's-
sense. Because how
it's
the hell
just-
did they get off the planet in time?
Well, I mean,
Okay, I can understand. That's fine because it could have been a couple of hours while they're going from there to Saws, and that's fine. It's just it's stupid. It's fan baiting. It's they're just jerking off the fan base.
yeah, that's the one I could have did without.
It's like telling you like, hey guys, look who's in this movie.
Thanks for being here, man.
Because 2 days later or whatever, they're on Tatooine in Mos Eisley, so it's like,
Yep.
you know.
Now, and speaking of those two characters, you know what I wish was canon? That Robot Chicken special with them.
Oh God, yes.
That's the funniest thing in the world.
It's so great.
Hey, Pondo. Hey, Vanessa. Let's get some drinks, bro. Nah, man, I can't have drinks tonight. And all of a sudden, he gets his arm chopped off. I'm sorry, Pondo. It's just we have to let you go.
But I'm ambidextrous. No.
Yes.
Cheer it in
See
way.
you, hi, Malcolm.
Oh my God.
Okay, Donnie Yen in this was awesome.
Yeah.
But but here's the thing. The fact that the only thing that I can remember about his character was his name is Donnie Yen. Like, and that's the actor's name. Like, is that I can't remember the character's name. I just know him as Donnie Yen.
Cheer it anyway.
Yeah, fuck
And
you
you got
forgetting
bait.
that.
I mean, like, it took me a little bit. It took me a little bit to learn the names, but I got there. And also, I like the fact that they touch upon Guardian of the Wills here, which was really cool.
Oh, I love that. I did like that moment.
I think we'll get a hint of that as well in The Last Jedi, perhaps. So
I'm very, very. Well, we're not allowed to talk about Last Jedi. We are banned from talking about Last Jedi.
okay, all right.
Well,
Since
okay,
when?
we're not banned. Okay, we're not banned from talking about it, but we are not to talk about plot points or the trailers or anything because I am now on a trailer ban. I am.
Well,
No
you've
more-
seen the first one.
You're
or
like
you-
Copster.
No, I've seen the two main trailers. I didn't watch the TV spot that just came out.
Oh my
I
god.
went-
Don't watch the new TV spot. Don't watch it.
T-Spot only has like
I
two or three new shots. And
Yeah,
that's about it.
But I am on.
Fair enough.
This action scene, I love it.
Yes, I do
really-
actually. Because this really did show
And
like
even with like this little midget guy just
Rebels
coming out of
versus
nowhere,
Empire.
just like.
But okay, it shows. But these aren't rebels. Like this is just what.
it's not the Alliance, right? But it's just
Yeah.
Oh my God.
your everyday folk against the Empire. And that kid screaming bothered me. So I mean, not like I hated it, but I was just like, that's too real. It sounds
Yeah.
too real.
Now, I respect Jin for doing the right thing here, but my god, that bit was unnecessary.
A little bit,
Completely
but it
unnecessary.
also,
Uh,
but
No, and that's just kind of like the chaos of war. A kid gets left behind, parents, Jin sees her, and she was once that
It's
kid.
trying to, you know, show that she is a good guy.
Well, she was also once that kid. Also, this
Yeah.
shot in the thigh, I don't know, her running just capping people is kind of weird, but it's okay.
Oh, Cassian, you fucked up, bro. Fucked up bad. Kyber. Ooh, Kyber.
I mean, this is just good stuff here in terms of urban combat.
Bro. Oh my god.
Three, four misses right there.
Oh my god, man, really? Imagine if John Wick actually trained these troopers. They'd be hitting headshot after headshot after headshot after headshot. I love this scene, right? I love this scene. You really think it was me?
But isn't it odd at the end of the movie K2SO takes like 17 hits before he goes down? This one takes one,
yeah.
and then Johnson's.
Well, I'm pretty sure Cassian did some modifications to K2.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, that's just a plot hole.
Literally plot hole, literally holes.
Yeah, no, that should have blown him up, but that moment was awesome.
All right, let's get a time code for everybody so they can follow us.
We just hit 34 minutes.
All right. And I'm probably 10 seconds ahead of you guys, so holy crap.
Why are you 10 seconds ahead?
Brian, you suck.
All right. Jonathan Peck
Oh.
brings in a fun fact number one. Gareth Edwards requested that the extras grow their sideburns and mustaches to fit with the 70s aesthetic of A New Hope. Check out the radio operator of the Rebel base.
That's correct. All is the Force World.
Let him pass in peace. This Donnie Yen scene is just man.
All right, now we're about to get awesome.
I mean, one of the more iconic lines that came out of this movie is, "I want the forces with me," you know. So, Jack going for it.
Which hold on. I have the shirt right here. It's in my closet.
Is that where you are? I'm kidding. Brian.
I do
Really?
just want to.
Oh,
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Nice.
I do just want to say that how awesome was it to see the original Stormtroopers again? Like, this is probably the last time we'll see the original Stormtroopers on the big screen for at least a while. Oh, no, actually, no, maybe in Han Solo.
Yeah,
Maybe in
Han
Han Solo.
no,
no,
you'll probably
definitely
see him
be
in Kenobi. You'll probably see him in Kenobi.
Oh, I
Okay,
love this.
here's the thing. The Kenobi movie is starting to turn into The Crow for me. I'll believe it when I have my ticket.
You almost shot
That's a
me.
good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I will believe that the Kenobi movie is happening when I have my ticket. the same as I will believe that I will actually believe that I am about to watch a David Fincher World War Z movie when I'm sitting in the movie theater with my ticket. There is no way in hell I will ever believe that movie is actually happening until I have my ticket for it.
I'll believe Kenobi's happening when there's 5 weeks of additional reshoots. That's when I'll know it's real.
Yeah, when the director gets fired.
That's when I'll know.
Shade thrown. I love it, Frank. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm much as much of a Star Wars fanboy as anybody, but I can sure as hell give him crap for it too.
The interaction between
These two is awesome.
yeah, but Cheered and
Oh,
Baze
yeah,
is like so amazing. And it's like the one scene that just makes me laugh so freaking hard is coming up.
Yeah,
with Cheered.
And I missed
it.
And the first time it went over my head, and then and then I actually think about it, and they went, "Oh yeah, what the fuck?"
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
Okay, you talk about plot hole. Two tubes should know that's gin. Oh, I love that.
You're right. You're right.
Are you
You're right.
kidding me? I'm blind.
I love that. I love that. And just like the way that he delivered it just made me laugh so freaking hard. I was just like, dude, perfect timing right there.
Yeah, no. If I'm the locals, I'm like, I need to get in my speeder and drive as fast as I can.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Shit's
Yeah, 'cause
about
if
to
the
happen.
Empire's
Shit's
pulling
about to
out-
happen soon.
Yeah. If the Empire's pulling out, that's not a good sign. Like,
Yep. Pretty much. They got a transmission and they were like, "Oh, shit's about to happen soon, so we need you to pull back." Okay, no problem.
because once the Empire comes to your place, they never leave
Yep.
unless they.
Well, the Empire's in my house, so I don't know why it's not destroyed yet. Damn
Give it time.
it. You gotta get.
Now,
you gotta
now
give
going back
props
to
to
the
like the
whole
creature
thing about
development.
Jeddah for 2 seconds. Now, where would you want to see this planet brought back up in a story in a Star Wars story?
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm trying to think about that actually.
Jeddah?
Not anytime in this timeline. Like in this time period. It's gotta be way in the past.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good place to do it. If they do a Knights of the Old Republic, you know, they can.
I love that line there.
Actually-
Really? He's praying?
He's
Are you
praying,
really
Lord.
praying?
Yes, Chair. That's how the Force works. Tell us, Han Solo. That is how the Force works. But no, if I was about to say, shit, lost my train of thought. Okay, if they did do a KOTOR TV show, which I'm sorry, movie, don't do it. Don't do it.
Nah, I don't want a movie.
Don't do it. But
Refresh my mind on KOTOR.
okay,
Knights of the Old Republic.
so when you
Oh, okay. Yeah.
when you go to Dantooine to start your Jedi training, why don't you just swap that with Jeddah?
There you
Could
go.
certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see Jeddah like in its prime. You know, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan Peck brings up a fun fact that I'm pretty sure everyone knew, but no disrespect. Sorry. Okay, that came out wrong. Fun fact number 2 is that this is the first big screen Star Wars movie that John Williams has not recorded the score for. Michael Giacchino composed the music for Rogue One. What do we think of the music for this film? Considering he had 5 weeks.
I would like to point out
It's passable.
this is the second one.
It's passable.
Yes. Clone Wars is the first. He had 5 weeks to do the score. What do we think? What are our thoughts?
It's passable. I'll give it that. It's passable.
It's more than passable. Okay, I'm gonna quote Christian Harloff from their review of Rogue One. The score is a good score. It's not a good Star Wars score, in my opinion. And I'm exactly in that line of thinking as well, because I think the score is very good for what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
But let's face facts here, gentlemen. The Star Wars scores transcend their films.
It didn't transcend the film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think part of the problem was that Giacchino, I think he tried to stay away too far from John Williams' Star Wars themes, and I think you can still apply them to the standalone films, because he really doesn't touch on them, like the Imperial theme. Like, you don't even I think you get maybe like a few clips here and there, like a little subtle hints at the Imperial theme throughout the movie. But I would have loved to have heard a full-on Imperial theme. I don't know if there's any sort of obstacle in using that. I doubt it. But at least once, you know, with the Death Star. So things like that, I thought they could have peppered in here and there to kind of give you that Star Wars soundtrack feel. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is a passable score.
And
Especially considering, look, I absolutely loved his version of the Jurassic Park score. I thought his score in Jurassic World was incredible. Like it wasn't perfect. Like it's nowhere near as good as John Williams, obviously, but for a modern take on the Jurassic Park score, it is damn near perfect. Now, with this one, yeah, I don't see there's anything wrong with the score exactly. I don't think there's anything great about it either, though. So that's something about it. I think there is also because it doesn't start with the bombastic start, you don't get that moment to appreciate it for the beginning and to hear the subtle differences between a Williams bombastic opening and a Giacchino bombastic opening.
Mm-hmm.
What a
this,
dick, Tarkin.
This scene brings me back to like the original movies. It brings me back to the original.
Don't they have? Isn't one shot actually from an original movie though?
It's got to be like stock footage. It's got to be like stock footage.
I thought. I know there is in the Battle of Scarif, but I just like in that one there is unused footage, but I'm just not sure if. I think when they're doing the Death Star, there is original footage.
It's yeah, I'm trying to remember which one was the original footage. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think no, you know what it was when they did like the first attack on Jeddah was the original one. Was the original footage. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy him snapping out of whatever funk he was in.
Me neither.
This is why Felicity Jones was cast for this reaction.
This scene when she meets up with her, like when she sees like the hologram of her father. I mean, just
she looks constipated the whole time. She looks like she's ready to puke, and not necessarily in the dramatic way.
Yeah. Boom.
Now, I love this speech. I genuinely do.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is, the whole purpose of this movie has just been revealed, and we're only at the 45-minute mark. Because the whole reason this movie exists is just for two things. One, how the rebels got the Death Star plans. Two, why does the Death Star blow up from only a single shot down an exhaust port?
Mm-hmm.
And we're at 46 minutes in 46 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like 7 seconds ahead of you guys. And I'm looking at my time code right now. Yeah, when you said like exactly 46 minutes, it was just like 46:07. And I'm like, dang it. You gotta give credit for Felicity Jones when when trying to act during this right here. You got to give credit for her. I mean, she did good. It was good acting there.
But also, this is the reason you also hire Mads Mikkelsen, because
exactly.
Look, this speech itself ain't great. Like, it's not that great, but Mads Mikkelsen sells it because he is that good. Like, it's not look, it's not the prequel. It's not prequel's bad dialogue, but it's not the greatest dialogue.
And that right there, constipated.
Yeah.
Someone call Weird Al.
Well, she also just realized she's been hating her father for no reason.
Yeah.
Jonathan Peck brings up an interesting question. What do you think some people compare him to our generations of John Williams?
Giacchino?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think, look, we are not going to see another John Williams for a very long time because in terms of the score, the level, the amount of scores he did in the period that he did them in. And that is the thing that you need to understand is that he did Jaws, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Superman. Sure, I can think of
Jurassic
other ones
Park.
that are. I'm talking like those are in a 4-year period.
Oh, I thought you said okay.
Like they are those four of the most iconic scores of all time are in a 4-year period. Then you've also got E.T.'s in there as well. Like, that was what like.
Is Close Encounters in there? Did he do Close Encounters?
Yeah, he did and Close Encounters. Like you've got from 75 to 82. That's
it's a hell of a run.
Six are some of the most iconic scores of all time. And then there's on top of that, there's other like the mid-range stuff that people would dream to have as their iconic stuff.
Right,
is mid-range stuff. So yeah, that to me is why you will never see another John Williams unless someone has that kind of run, and we won't know about it until 20 years later.
True. Yeah.
The most like pointless part of it when Krennic is looking at it, he's like, "Oh, that's beautiful." Really?
Because he's that demented.
Oh man.
I do like this ship though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the
is really
U-wing.
cool.
It's an awesome design. It's very practical. It's a cool transport.
Mm-hmm. And we'll never see it again.
Nope.
Do we know whether if The Last Jedi and Episode 9 are going to be filmed in are going to be in digital or film?
We were talking about this in the last one. I will be shocked, absolutely shocked. Last Jedi. I'm 90% certain is film. Don't quote me on it. I'm 90% certain it's film. I will be shocked if J.J. Abrams doesn't do it in film. If J.J. Abrams does it digital, I will be shocked because he is a student of and component of film.
Yeah, I think they wanted to shoot them all on film, just to keep, the what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, the aesthetic.
The aesthetic, the same across the board. So.
Fun fact number 3 by Jonathan Peck. It was Donnie Yen's idea for his character Chirrut Imwe to be blind. Director Gareth Edwards thought it was cool and ran with it. Yen initially turned down the role when it was first offered to him. However, when he told his kids about the change, they were so excited he changed his mind.
Cool.
Kids.
Thank you for that fun fact. Jonathan Peck.
Hold on. Now we come to my favorite line one of ever.
Oh man.
Oh. Here we go. Yeah, Mark's my achievement, not yours.
I do like this exchange from Krennic and Tarkin, though.
You gotta agree. It was a little bit over the top when he delivered that. When he delivered that line there, it was just like.
But it works for me.
Hello,
Though.
Jessica Morgan. How you doing?
What's going on, Jessica?
Well, hello there.
Oh yeah, so since Manny's not here, you gotta do that for him now.
I love how Jacob just comes back out of nowhere and he's like, "Well, hello there." Oh my god. But yes, you missed the fun fact by Jonathan Peck, Jacob.
I did read that. I did see that.
Oh, you did read it? Okay, cool.
I remember reading on Reddit, some of these subreddits about what the movie's about, and that the secret plan was that it was about the walkers, and that they would just by accident find out that they're building the Death Star. I was like, oh man.
That would have been hilarious. That actually would have been amazing.
Yeah. Like, these theories were freaking crazy for Rogue One.
You gotta love Reddit. Gotta love Reddit.
And also, I think the leak, if you will, about the Vader scene was kind of close to the actual scene that we got.
Thank God I didn't see that scene before. Thank God I didn't.
The report that they were going to do Tarkin as digital, that came out before Force Awakens. Like that was a story like years in advance, but everyone was kind of like, no, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. It'd be stupid. They wouldn't do that. And
So
they did it.
You know what? We're gonna do it.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, the Vader sequence, the hallway sequence.
No, the
Tarkin.
the Tarkin thing. That report came out like a year and a bit beforehand.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh God, what the hell? Apparently, I totally almost forgotten this. That apparently there were theories going around that General Draven, or as I just call him, General Douchebag, was Callus.
Oh wow.
That's kind of sad.
Yep.
I mean, like the
Was
theory.
he Callus or was he sexy Callus?
Oh, sexy Callus. Oh, okay, come on now. But
Oh man.
But the theory I actually am subscribing to at the moment, and I'm not caught up on Rebels. So if you've seen it, don't.
I'm not caught up on any Rebels either, actually.
Okay.
I have not been able to binge any other seasons of it.
I've only seen the first episode from this season.
Yeah, same. Episodes 1 and 2. That's all I've been able to see.
I really need to catch up with Rebels.
Okay, so then good. You're the right people to talk to.
Thank
Now,
God.
I have a theory
Uh-huh.
that at Callus actually, I don't feel like Callus might be a nickname, like a code name that's given by the Empire, or if that is his real name, he changes his identity to Crix Madine.
I was gonna say Crix Madine, man. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be if that actually happens, that would be amazing.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be cool.
It's not like, I mean, Callus would make it out of Rebels.
Yeah.
Just like you kind of assume Hera makes it out of Rebels.
Well, if you watch
from
Forces
what
of
we know.
Destiny, you know she does.
Right. Oh, is that okay?
Those are canon, yes.
I haven't seen. Oh, those are those shorts, right? With like
Yes.
Leia and
Yes.
okay, yeah, I haven't seen those actually yet.
Yeah, me neither. If you guys are just tuning in right now and you guys are wondering what the hell is going on, we are doing a watch along with Star Wars, with Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and we are donating. We are doing this for charity, for suicide prevention, and if you guys would love to donate any kind of amount that you guys want to, the link is in the description. Go in there, donate as much as you can. And if you guys want to interact with us, just keep on talking with us here on YouTube. Make sure you guys give a big like on this video if you guys enjoy it, and and subscribe to the channel, because the rest of the day, the night, it's gonna get very interesting.
I'm cracking
Going
up.
back to
I'm
the
cracking
Crix
up
Madine.
so hard right now. This is that was hilarious.
What?
Ryan, I appreciate that.
Love you too. Love you too, Chris.
That's what she said.
Real quick, going back to that Chris Medine thing. I don't think it's going to happen. I just like that as a theory, though.
The Medine theory is a big one, apparently, by Mr.
Mr. Anaconda Bite.
Anaconda Bite. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, like, and here's the thing, Josh. Like that is the thing that's been starting for a while, just because when you see Callus in the season 4 trailer, he looks a lot like Chris Medine. So that's where a lot of the theory came from. But again, if you know the character from Legends, you know that he was an Imperial communications officer who defected from Corellia and, became, or no, hold on. Yes, from Corellia. Sorry. Rogue Squadron.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Hey, motherfucker, I know my Rogue Squadron. Don't question me. Yeah, so like if they're gonna cherry pick that storyline from the EU, I think it's a great way to take Callus into it. So
do you think there could be a mention of it later on, whether if it's in a spin-off or maybe episode 9?
No.
Oh. If it was a spin-off, do you think it probably could happen?
No.
Like a mention or a nod to it?
Nah. Because if Star Wars is smart, they're gonna start trying to get out of this era.
All right.
Because
they eventually got to do it within the next. If they do make the Kenobi movie, which I do hope, I think that'll be the last
movie in the one to
this timeline. Yeah.
Because there's so much time between 6 and 7. You have so many stories you could tell. We can go backwards. We can go forwards. Like, honestly, I kind of want to see a Star Wars story that takes place like 300 years after Return of the Jedi, which well,
I would like to see before all of this stuff, not so much after Return of the Jedi or after The Force Awakens or Episode 9, all that. I like to see that extend on its own rather than jumping way into the future. I would definitely love to see Old Republic stuff.
This is an interesting question by Robert DeJong. Would you guys have preferred Andre Desplat as the composer?
Alexander Desplat? Honestly, no.
That's hard to say, really.
Well, first off, because we haven't heard it, but
right,
just based on the stuff of his off of his works that I have heard, I don't know if it really would have meshed with Star Wars.
What's some of the works he's done? I'm not familiar.
Oh God,
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah. Give me just 2 seconds, because if I can think about it. Grand Budapest Hotel. There we go. Yep. Golden Compass, which I didn't care for. Okay. Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows. Like those were fine scores. Not as good as the original Harry Potters, in my opinion.
Which John Williams did.
Right.
He did it for Twilight as well.
Oh.
He did the score for Valerian.
Oh,
Light Between Oceans. You mentioned American Pastoral. Secret Life of Pets.
Oh, ew. Well, see now, okay, then
Florence Foster Jenkins.
Okay, yeah, just okay, chill out there, Sasha Pearl Raver. But okay, so like I said, I'm not sure if his style would have necessarily flowed with this film. Now, Giacchino, his style does, but it would have worked better if he had had more time to actually work on this, on his score.
I think that's probably true. If he had more time, it would probably have been a much. He could have done a lot more, probably. I think you're probably right about that.
Yeah.
And also, I think that's probably true for most composers. If they're only given 5 weeks, if they can get more time, they'd probably churn out something a little bit more
substantial.
Better.
Just imagine if John Williams was given 5 weeks just to compose a movie.
Yeah, he'd still blow my socks off, probably. So
yeah.
Oh,
An-
Jin,
Mr. Anaconda.
Why are you
Yeah.
making mistakes?
Mr. Anaconda Bite. Speaking of other characters that are other characters, or at least allusions to other characters, Kain and Jarrus equals Ram Koda. That's a discussion.
Okay. You want to know who was the first to shoot that down? Freddie Prinze Jr. Go watch his interview we did with Dash Star. The first thing he says, and any and all similarities, it is purely coincidental. Because Kanan is purely inspired by a lot of samurai films, and specifically Akira Kurosawa, a lot of his work. So, sorry there, sorry, Josh.
Jonathan Peck in the Chad Desplat turned down Rogue One in the last minute to work on the score for Valerian.
Yeesh. And Valerian tanks.
Sadly, because I actually really enjoyed that movie.
I did not get a chance to see it.
I recommend it. Check it out when you get a chance.
I mean,
I do
visually,
like original
yeah.
sci-fi.
Visually, it looked, it looked cool, but story wise was just not there for me.
Which I get that because
why put so much money? Why put so much money in like the visuals?
It's
for
Luke
Valerian. That's the
Besson.
thing.
He likes to blow money.
His own money, at least. In the case of Valerian.
Yeah. And apparently, Jonathan Peck says that was fun fact number 4. Thank you, Jonathan Peck, for your fun facts, man. Oh shit. I love this scene between these two guys. I mean, this scene is just really, really good.
I was actually pretty sad when Galen ends up dying here.
Just imagine if you would have survived throughout the rest of the movie. How different could it have been? That would have been a good question there.
Like, what could he have done for the Alliance, perhaps?
Yeah. Yeah.
And by this time, Wedge is already defected.
Yeah, fires in the air now. Nah. I'm sorry, but Ben Mendelsohn, it is way too easy for me to make fun of you. It was the Y-Wing bombers that killed him.
I mean, there is some great, Star Wars action in this movie.
Definitely.
Also, Krennic, he's just like the luckiest MFer in the world. He gets shot, he gets, blown up. Not blown up, but I mean, he gets choked by Vader later on. And the guy doesn't die till the very end of the movie. That's some tenacity.
This is probably my favorite scene of the entire movie with Chirrut. Oh my god, that scene is just like so incredible.
That's awesome. Time code is 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 30 seconds in now.
Yep.
And just a reminder, guys, I am putting the link to the Crowdrise page in the chat. The link should work. I tried it before and it worked, so please.
Have you guys seen Gareth Edwards' first film, Monsters, on Netflix or Hulu?
I
Jonathan
have not.
Passa.
I've been meaning to get around to it. I just haven't had the time.
I have not.
I
either.
have seen Monsters. I have seen Monsters. It's with Scuba Neri, and I can't think of the actress, but I actually really liked it. He did a really good job with that movie. It's a very, very small production, and I actually liked it a fair amount. Yeah, I liked it pretty well. I think it's a pretty well made movie.
Nice.
This scene makes.
I think it's definitely it's on Netflix, so you can go ahead and check it out. Yeah.
This scene, when my mom saw it with me, she started crying. She cried at this scene because it just, I mean, rest in peace to my grandfather. It reminded her of, like, yeah. Sorry to bring you guys down on that, but
Well, sorry to say, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but to be honest, I don't give a shit about this scene.
oh my god!
Well, we lost another one.
Well, another one bites the dust. I mean, and I'm not saying it to be a negative Nancy, but the thing is, okay, kind of like how Jacob doesn't care about the characters in Revenge of the Sith, I don't really care about the characters in Rogue One. And I love this movie because of what it does for the lore. I love this movie for the battles. I love this movie for the third act.
I think I look at it as kind of the same light as you. What it does for the lore, what it does for the Alliance in terms of how they operate. Not necessarily for the characters. There's a couple that you can gravitate towards, like K2SO, and I actually really like Bodhi the more I watch this movie. I actually really like Bodhi, even though he has a small part. But yeah, like you said, Chris, I like it more for what it does for the lore. It gives more detail to a small detail, really, from A New Hope. So
that's totally fair. I completely get that. So it's just I don't necessarily care as much.
You are one strange little man. You have my pity, Domi.
I know, guys. I know. Look, I love this movie, but that scene is just that's all the payoff that we get for everything that's been building up to it. Like, come on, to me here. Let me pitch you a hypothetical, because if I'm gonna have a problem, I might as well present a solution. So, extract Galen Erso, have him get back to the rebel base, have him get shot on sight. How much more amazing can that get? Because what does that do?
I mean,
it really throws the rebellion into a gray area that could make the movie way more interesting.
Which was probably one of Gareth Edwards' original version. That was probably going to be the original version of the movie, but looks like we got this one. And we're stuck with it.
Ooh,
Mr. Anaconda Bite there in the chat. Well, this movie was made just to show how the rebels got the plans and why the Death Star has such a glaring weakness. I don't think this movie was ever going for anything other than that, and that's why the characters aren't developed greatly, because they're gonna die anyway. I mean, so then is it just a filler movie of just?
Well, no, it's not. It's not, because if it didn't have enough to add to the lore, yes. But the thing is, this movie shows so many more perspectives than initially think. It shows new perspective on the rebellion. It shows new perspective on the Empire. It shows new perspective on the common civilians who were just caught in the crossfire of it all. That is something that is incredibly respectable. That we haven't seen up to this point in Star Wars. So
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, come on.
All right. Oh my God.
So yeah, this I'm such a huge Darth Vader fanboy that I dug everything Darth Vader did in this movie. I will be unapologetic for it.
Yeah.
I do not care.
Dude. Anakin / Vader is my second favorite character of all time. Of course, I loved everything that he saw, everything he did in this movie. Hey, look, it's
I was
Snoke.
just so excited that we got him in this back to tank. That you saw right here where they're draining, and you see his head, and just like, dude.
Yeah, that's one fucked up man.
Yeah.
He needs to put some lotion on him. It rubs the lotion on the skin.
Okay, stop.
Also, I mean I like that shot where like you see Vader's shadow.
Well, no, that's just a great reveal, and it
Yeah.
shows the fear that
Even Krennic has for, yeah.
Oh my God.
You get the red tint in the eye, like in A New Hope. I will say though, even though it's oh crap, I'm blanking. James Earl Jones it's his voice. You can kind of tell it's an older James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
sadly, yes.
Yeah, sadly. Which is what I fear for The Lion King, but that's another story.
Wait, they have the full cast lineup?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I not know that?
Yeah, I think
Let me go check
like
it.
a couple days ago. Yeah.
God damn it. Let me go check it out. I didn't know that they had the full cast lined up. Because all I was hearing was it's Beyonce is gonna probably be in the movie. And I'm like, okay, if she's in the movie, I'm out. But everybody else seems to be good.
Oh boy.
Yep. You don't fuck
I know a
with
lot of people
Vader. You don't fuck with it.
I know a lot of people had a problem with this line, but I really didn't care.
No, are you kidding me? I pumped my fist when I saw this in theaters.
Yeah.
Aspirations director.
And that grin at the,
And see, like
at
right
the
there,
end.
that's one of like the very few hints you get of the Imperial March.
Yeah.
Right there in the background of that shot.
I love the little grin that he gives like right at the end of his conversation with Vader. It was just like, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's in Return of the Jedi, buddy.
The question is, what choice do we have?
Oh boy.
What, you know? Do you have a problem with like how she delivered the line with these lines? I didn't have a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
All right.
No.
It's just
What a shit for prosing we do. That's what I have a problem with.
no, it's just it's just frustrating to see all these rebel leaders. It's like you finally got your stuff, you finally got your shit together, but you're just gonna suddenly disband just like that, just because ooh, there's a big ball in the sky and it's gonna, you know, blow green jism all over us. It's like, come on, people, just grow up. Grow up.
It's funny to see it, like just how fragile the alliance is, even at this point, right on the heels of A New Hope and all the events that take place there. You know, just how fragile the alliance is, and yeah, it's a very interesting portrayal of the alliance throughout this entire film.
Cowards. All of you. Cowards. You get in that transport, you fly after Scarif, you blow it to Kingdom Come.
Yep.
General Syndulla, please report to the briefing room.
Fucking guys.
You know, part of me wanted to buy a ticket to the Netherlands just so I can slap Case in the face for writing that question for the Star Wars free for all. It's like, come on, man, really? That's the one you had to do for Rogue One. Jesus.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I am back.
Yay!
Well, you've
Yay,
also
our
been
benevolent
missing the
host
greatest
is
Star Wars
back.
movie of all time. So
I will admit.
All right, now this scene, I genuinely love this scene.
Yes. Yes.
this is where I really got on board with Cassian.
My one issue is it's a little unearned. Like the movie hasn't earned this moment. to me.
Oh yeah, it's totally unearned, but simultaneously, it's like
Yeah.
I will take it. It's kind of like Mike's happy ending in Stranger Things season 2.
No! Don't spoil it! You son of a bitch!
But he didn't
You
spoil
son of a
anything.
bitch!
To be fair, he doesn't spoil anything
What
there.
the fuck, man? I didn't see Stranger Things season 2. No, you
Ryan, calm down.
bro!
Ryan, just don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Be careful, man! If you want to talk about Stranger Things, I will take off my headphones. I will take off my
we don't
headphones.
talk about
I'm done. Jacob, take control of this thing, damn it.
God, Chris, we just lost 3 viewers because of that. Jesus.
You know, I half expected her to kiss him right there.
Hey, there was another part of the movie where I thought they were going to kiss too.
Yeah.
One thing that I actually do kind of think, all right, you did well there by not having a full-blown relationship in this.
Yeah.
It was, you know, a mutual respect for each other.
Because they easily could have
May the
done
force
it.
be with us.
They easily could have, and be honest, it could have worked. It could have worked.
Yeah, I think so.
It could-
I mean, at the very, very end, I thought they were
At
going
the
to
end,
kiss, but
the end would have been better. There, it wouldn't have worked. At the very end, it would have.
because it's it's the end of the world kind of thing, and it's just like, there we go.
Yeah, screw
Bobby-
it. We're just
Bobby
gonna blow up on a beach making out. That's how you want to go out, man. That's how you go out like a champ.
That's
Bobby,
wonderful.
I love
Bobby
that.
thumbs there.
This moment,
Chill.
okay, again, another completely unearned, but it's still a great moment.
Yep.
Rogue One. We just had a title drop.
But it's not. It's more. And I get what Ken was saying in his criticism of, hey, this is one of the most iconic and memorable call signs, and it's just like thought up on the fly. But it feels in the movie, it feels well done. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's like in real life. How did you come up with Rogue One? Well, you kind of probably just came up with it randomly, and you're like, well, that sticks. You know, so I mean, there's
And
no
even
like,
Mr.
there's no
Anaconda,
formula to coming up with call signs.
Mr. Anaconda Bite actually brings up that question. How do you feel? How do you feel that the name of the movie came from the call sign?
I like
That's
that.
fine.
See, that is good plotting. That is, you know, in terms of if you're watching this movie first before you watch A New Hope for the first time ever, it works.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
Not me.
Fuck, fucking.
K2SO.
No.
Okay, so Josh asks an interesting question. If you have a child and you want to show them Star Wars for the first time with only these 8 movies out now, what order am I going in?
Release order.
Yeah. To me, there's no other order that you do other than release order. We're only doing this order because I don't know why. I actually don't know why we decided to do this order.
Because they need to experience the love and pain in the order in which I, experience the love and pain of these movies.
Now, in all seriousness, I would say go chronological. Oh, actually, no, you wouldn't because you want that reveal. Fuck.
Yeah, because you cannot
you
pass up that Empire Strikes Back reveal. Yeah,
you can start them with this movie though. I do think you can start them with Rogue One.
You could, yeah, you could. That's a good point. You could.
But the risk you run of starting with Rogue One is that they'll watch Rogue One and then they will go into A New Hope, and it's very different type of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good line.
Oh
Yep.
man. And now we're about to get to why I love this movie.
Yeah, it's always building. It was building up to this. This was like the pitch of the movie.
Yep.
And you know, and I'll admit, currently, this is my all-time favorite Star Wars battle.
Ooh, let me think about that.
Jonathan Peck brings up, in the original script, the characters of Jin and Cassidy manages to escape and survive at the end of the film. That was a script written before they had gone to Disney and said, and asked the question, but the director expressed to the directors of Disney that they all die and thought that his idea would not be accepted because it is Disney. Yeah, that was the idea. So he had written that fully expecting that there's no way in hell I'll be allowed to kill everyone.
And then he put it, he adds in more, but the director Gareth Edwards expressed to the directors of Disney that they all died, thought that this idea would not be accepted because it is Disney. But to his surprise, Kathleen Kennedy accepted and gave permission for all the characters to die in the movie. Talk about going balls to the wall.
But it was one of those things where I remember beforehand we were all kind of like, well, everyone has to die, but they're not going to allow them to do it. So,
Right.
like, Jin will survive.
Like, Jin's gotta live. Right.
Yeah, Jin's gotta live. Like, okay.
Which
This is another
actually, speaking of, did you guys ever see that film theorist video that said that the crew of Rogue One was the Knights of Ren?
Yeah, I saw that note, and I just remember. But I remember that someone had sent it to Christian, and about a week, like an hour, and about 10 minutes later, the only caption was "Nope." It was just cold and brutal. Like, nope, absolutely not happening.
I mean, it would have been interesting, but there's no way in hell it would have happened.
Oh, damn it.
So, here's a question. How long until these films become like the Bond franchise where there's the tropes and someone decides I'm going to reboot Bond without the tropes?
I don't think Star Wars is ever going to be rebooted.
Okay, but sorry, when I say yeah, fair enough.
Reimagining, maybe?
Yeah.
Problem is that kind of has already happened a few times.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think if you
look at Avatar: The Last Airbender, that show is the original trilogy, but reimagined. The story points are almost exactly the same.
I think you could see that if they ever do a Knights of the Old Republic, they'll do a big reimagining.
I genuinely do not think we will have, like, yeah. I'll be very interested to see what happens with Knights of the Old Republic because that said, them actually re-releasing Knights of the Old Republic on Xbox is kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, that could be them starting to plant the seeds.
Yeah, testing the waters, seeing what the reception is.
Because if that actually starts to like sell really well,
exactly. No, yeah, exactly. They're like, wow, if they're gonna buy like a 10-year-old game,
15-year-old.
Is that even that? Yeah.
I would love for them to like put it out on PS4, but they never did. And I'm still waiting for that to happen.
If they sell a ton on Xbox, they probably would.
Well,
I don't know what to say. I doubt it though.
The Xbox One, it's not like they're actually reselling the game.
Right.
All they're doing is they made it accessible on Xbox One.
They made it backwards compatible.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So if you and if you own the disc, you can play it right now. Like but how many people still actually own the disc and the original game on an original Xbox?
Go to your local GameStop, folks.
But I do. I own it. And it's still in the case. The disc is perfectly clean. Crisp. Like butter.
Go buy an Xbox One.
Light it up.
Microsoft,
Money.
we want to sponsor.
The money. That's the thing.
No, sorry, yeah. Okay, sorry, Josh. I'm not meaning you can buy it on Marketplace if you want to instead, but you don't have to if you already own the disc. Sorry, that's what I'm meaning for. You don't need the disc. What I'm trying to say though is, in what is a really awesome moment.
Garrison, deploy the blind.
What I'm more trying to get at is that if you already have the disc, you don't need to buy the game again. You can own it. You can play it.
Yeah, because it's backwards compatible, right? But I mean, that also could just be another marketing thing, if you will, because Last Jedi is coming out, so they want to get another Star Wars game out there that to keep the hype going.
Yeah.
Just imagine if they would have like thrown in a grenade like right when the garrison is coming out. They would have just thrown a grenade right then and there, and it would have just been like poof. The whole entire thing would have just been like just kill everybody else. You wouldn't have a problem of wasting so much ammo shooting at all of them. What?
That killed him. Like, there's no way that
really? Exactly.
That killed him.
I was thinking the same thing. It was just like
his arms got to weigh like 100 pounds at least.
It'll crush your skull immediately.
All good, Jonathan. Enjoy the last of enjoy Thor Ragnarok. But yes, give us your last facts.
That's right, gentlemen. Hop in your ships and get flying. Woohoo!
About time. Finally, you freaking do that. Which, guys, I saw Thor Ragnarok yesterday. I mean,
we are not allowed to talk about it.
Nope, we're not talking about it.
Even though it has been here for a week, and it's old news in Australia, we are not allowed to talk about it.
And now we have an awkward cameo.
Obligatory C3PO and R2D2 cameo.
Completely messes up the timeline.
But okay,
it
does. It completely messes up the timeline, and it completely makes no sense. But look,
I know why
it's not a Star Wars. It's not a Star Wars movie without them. They have to be in there because they are the only two characters to appear in every single Star Wars.
They're contractually obligated at this point, I believe.
I'm pretty sure they are. And Anthony Daniels is the only character to appear in every single Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
The only actor.
But as long as there's an R2, I will always count Kenny Baker in there. Anyways.
May he rest in peace.
Yes.
Amen. May he rest in peace.
Oh, man.
Have any of you guys seen the mockumentary about R2D2 Beneath the Dome?
Yes, I did. I love it. I love it.
There he is.
It's
if you haven't seen it, you got to go. It's probably out on YouTube somewhere. I have the DVD. It is hysterical.
It's really amazing. Oh my god. Oh yes.
Hells.
Oh shit.
Yeah. AT8 ACT.
that scene, like right there from the trailer, just sold me
yeah.
immediately on what the movie was
Oh
about.
yeah.
When they're just like when you see like the AT-AT there in the back, and it's just like firing down. I'm like, you have
the
me
ghost.
right then and there. I'm done.
There's the ghost.
There's the ghost.
Yes,
Yeah,
Tony
this is the
Gilroy.
stock footage. That's the stock footage right there, where they have like
That
the
is there, yeah. Gold
yeah.
leader.
Which I
The
loved
gold
when they
leader, right.
popped up. I was like, that is awesome. Makes sense, and that is awesome that they were able to do that.
I agree. Yeah. Last one, last fun fact, guys. The co-writer of Rogue One, Tony Gilroy, is the voice questioning Bodhi Rook in the U-Wing, which led to the pilot coming up with the call sign Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great fun fact. Thank you so
Josh
much.
asked a
The
question.
guy who ultimately kind of screwed this movie up.
What? Tony Gilroy? He was brought on last minute to try and save it.
Wow.
Yep.
From a certain point of view.
This guy dead.
I like how these things just skid on the shield.
Yeah.
This one is an obvious fun fact because I think we probably already knew about it. Gareth Edwards has a cameo as a rebel on the Tantive 4. He's the one that frees the ship to allow it to escape from Darth Vader. Which he
actually
came
did
up
not know
with the
that.
Vader scene himself.
Yeah, that was a last minute addition, wasn't it?
Yep, last minute addition.
I was genuinely sad when K2SO died.
Oh, yeah. Same.
This is an interesting
thought-
question by Will Hall. Is it me, or is it just me, or does anyone else think that Krennic is an underrated villain?
I think he is underrated a bit.
With all the material presented, Catalyst and Rogue One, yes. Just
Yes.
Rogue One, no.
Yeah. Using just Rogue One? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He is. Rogue One really does Krennic a huge disservice.
See, and this is where Cassian and Jyn are supposed to be running on the beach with the plan.
Yeah.
Yep. Right
Which I
after
would've
they have,
loved to have
right
seen.
after they have like the Death Star plans and all this stuff, but nope. That was
I
just
understand
that
why
was
they
just
did
for
that though,
surprise.
because it would have had the Phantom Menace problems of too much going on. What this movie does really well is there is a lot going on, but it's actually all kind of in the one area, and that's what makes it work much better.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a like separate, isolated things happening within this big event. So I mean, it's all connected. So yeah, you're not going from. I mean, you are going from space to ground, but then you're not going to like a third battle that's completely separate. You know.
That guy there who was just smiling and laughing and when he's driving, that sold me on this movie instantly, just simply because he looked like he was having the time of his absolute life in all those little documentary featurettes that they released beforehand. Because it was just, he looked like he was so insanely happy, and it just made me happy. And it was like, I am so on board for this movie now.
Yep.
I don't know why. It's just, if people can have fun with a movie, I am on board more than a yeah.
Mr. Anaconda Bite, one of the things I really like is that this movie really emphasizes wars in the Star Wars title. This battle, I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And another quote unquote plot hole that this movie kind of fixes. Well, not fixes, but like
Addresses.
gives a better understanding that no one really talks about is the reason for why there is a shield generator on the actual base, not above the planet anymore in Return of the Jedi.
Good point. Good point. I did like the little music cue here for the scene with the shaft, because it does harken back to some of the sound cues you got on the Death Star in A New Hope.
Mm.
At least for me, it kind of resembled some of that stuff.
Yep.
You're supposed to do that, Cassian. Good job. And now K2 finally gets to kill some folks.
I love the casting of Alan Tudyk as K2SO. It was just perfect casting.
I love that. There's one. Oh well.
His casting in this movie was just perfect. I was just like, yes, thank you for casting Alan Tudyk.
It just, these shots just really work for me when they bring those guys in.
Oh my god. Were you guys at all surprised when you guys heard that there was gonna be stock footage in this movie?
I didn't know that until I
to
saw the
me,
movie.
okay, I really love that they do it, but the audio is off, and because you can't. There's nothing you can change about that or fix it or whatever. Like, I'm glad they do it, but the audio is off and you can tell every time. Like, it's not one of those things where I went in the theater and went, oh, was that the scene? I was like, yeah, that's clearly stock footage. Like, it's one of those, it's clearly stock footage, but I'm glad that they do it because it just has that special feel.
But it makes it feel like it's actually there, and I'm like, wait, was that really stock footage or was that not? That was like the first time that I saw it, I was like, was that really stock footage or was that not? But then looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, it is stock footage. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you were right on that. Because just like listening back to it, it does sound off.
And you see Red 5 bite the dust here
Bleh.
to make room for Luke.
Hey, Chris Clark is in the chat room. Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, Chris?
Now, when they eventually go through the list of programs, and before they get to Stardust, they say Darksaber. Did anyone else freak out when they heard them say Darksaber?
No.
Yes, the nice strike.
I did. I was like, holy shit, they said Darksaber.
Bodhi. Come on, bro. Which, by the way, might I say, Bodhi is probably the most anticlimactic death in the movie.
Probably.
Who?
Bodhi.
What?
Yeah. A grenade gets thrown in the ship, he blows up.
I actually was very sad when Bodhi died. I wanted him to live.
Chris! Oh. And he's just getting shot, like, if it's cool. And then, yeah.
Oh boy. And now we're gonna lose the best character in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another effer.
I mean, look at me. Look at how many shots he's taking compared to that other K2SO.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. R.I.P. K2SO.
Oh. K2SO, we barely knew ye. Although HK-47 is still a way better droid. I'm sorry.
Which one?
HK-47 from Knights of the Old Republic. Still way better.
Mr. Anaconda Bite, cue the Titanic music.
I think Jacob
I don't want
just
to.
got-
I don't want to start.
I think Jacob just got triggered. Sorry, bro.
uh,
Bodhi, he's the real hero.
TIE Strikers.
oh shit!
Bye-bye.
He had so much fun in the ship. Nope. But his time ran out. Ooh, this is an interesting question from Star Drew. What death was better, K2SO or the blind guy's death?
Oh, K2SO. Easy.
I don't know.
I need to re-see it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Death Troopers coming in.
But like, how much of a badass is Baze though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Baze is actually pretty honorable.
Yeah.
Josh says, film theory. I think the Rogue One crew may become the Knights of Ren. Disney, hold my beer.
Wait, did Milshi just get shot in the ass?
Okay, so the score here, I actually really like the score during this part.
Oh yeah, it's nice and suspenseful.
And like the score for like this part here fits very well. It fits well with it.
Then he gets blown. I'm sorry, I laughed at
Could
that
you
part
not
every
shoot
time.
it? Oh, he just tried. Don't worry.
Awkward situation with my grandmother. God damn it.
How shitty would it have been if she dropped it?
Oh man,
And roll credits.
that's the end of the movie.
How does he anyway, he's worse than Stormtroopers.
Oh,
Oh shit.
I don't want to let the force. The force is with me.
Force it with me.
No.
Is that a Wilhelm scream or like a Chewbacca?
More
I
of a
don't
Chewie than a Wilhelm.
know.
It was yeah.
Where's the Wilhelm in this one? I can't remember.
No, the Wilhelm already happened. That happened back on Jeddah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's not dead, sweetie. He's not dead. Don't worry.
And everyone knew it.
Yeah, everyone knew it.
Mhm.
Don't worry, honey. Your kind of, sort of, not boyfriend is still plenty alive.
Yep.
And then Baze takes on like 4 or 5 Death Troopers here now.
Yeah.
Mr. Anaconda Bite, I know that there isn't a lot of character development for these guys, but I really feel for Baze here, man. He's watching his
Yeah.
friend go into certain death and begging him to come back.
Oh yeah. I
Which
agree.
I agree 100% because it actually, you know, I
These,
think
these
it
two,
I
their
think
two
it's actually
deaths
on par.
are the second most powerful for me behind
Yeah.
K2SO.
Yeah.
Or most meaningful. I don't know if powerful is the right word.
Which
guys remember
which
that?
which I'm gonna go. Which I'll explain to you like a story that I had, which is relating to Baze and Churd's like death there, like how it's portrayed in the film, but it's pretty much yeah.
Do you guys remember at Celebration how he spoiled that Donnie Yen died? I mean,
Yeah.
I know we yeah, but okay. Again, I feel really bad for the actor because, and this is a thing that I have. He should not be forced to speak English. If he is not an English and that is the problem. He should have had a translator. And Apple did it a few months later when they were promoting Super Mario Run, and they had someone come up and he just spoke Japanese and there was a translator and it worked great.
Yep.
It was fantastic, and that should have been what they actually do.
Yeah, if it's not his first language, if it's not your first language, yeah.
And everybody's reaction to it was just like, "Oh, come on!"
He just like, oh my god, how could you possibly? And they blamed him, where it's like, no,
yeah.
Yep, Bodie.
Will Hall, we have discussed CGI. We did already discuss CGI. Talking. I don't like it. If you want to go back to if you want to hear more of our discussion, just go back. We had literally about a 10-minute discussion about it. Go back to when he's first revealed in the movie. I think it's about.
And I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more with Leia.
Yeah.
Just Baze walking through here in like this
Oh
field
yeah,
when,
just
when like the fire.
badass.
Yeah. And it's just like really impactful because he's just like fighting for his life. He's just
He's
fighting.
honoring Churd's death,
Yep. And the grenade right then and there.
He would have lived. He would have lived. And he looks back at him. Oh.
God damn it, dude.
It's actually a pretty good death scene. It's a really good death scene.
Mm. That's one other thing. They give each of the characters meaningful deaths. Like, they're not like, you know, what the hell is this thing?
I know. Same thing with Cloud City. Or, yeah.
It's just like, let's just randomly have this thing that opens and closes every 30 seconds.
Happened in the Phantom Menace with those...
Every 30 seconds or every, like...
5 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do love this. I love this. I mean,
with the hammerhead. With the hammerhead.
Man.
Ramming
Oh my
speed!
This was the coolest effing thing ever.
This was awesome to see. I was like, wow, that is awesome.
Can we just give a big praise to the sound design for this entire movie? Because I'm wearing like headphones that are have like bass cushions on it, and just like listening to it with like so much bass hitting onto it, it's just like boom, and I'm like, oh, thank God for it. Because imagine listening to it on iPhone's headphones. Sorry, Frank.
No, I'm actually listening to it off the TV.
Okay.
Yeah, it's we never got that scene of her taking on a TIE fighter.
I know.
Oh yeah.
And I know and you guys know the reasoning why it was said, right?
Just for marketing. It was just for marketing.
Well, no, I heard Garrett said that there was a shot earlier where an X-wing takes out a TIE fighter in a similar fashion, and they didn't want to basically replicate that same shot with Jin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
that's what was said. but it could
Yeah.
be another. It could have been a marketing thing. You never know.
Yeah. All right.
God, that's so cool.
You see, this is where it could have been.
Yeah, right here it
This
was.
is where it could have been, but no. You know.
It's interesting that no one told these fighters to shoot the antenna.
Oh, now the villain has to have his monologue.
Yep.
Ooh, back from the dead. And then
Whatever.
oh, come on.
No, I'm annoyed. I get annoyed at an ex marketer. It's an ex marketer that is just, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But that's cool. Like I
Yeah.
get it's a cool I get it, but it's just I just get annoyed at ex marketers like that.
The-
I do love it. From here onwards is incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will Hall earlier says, to be honest, I didn't think Tarkin was that bad, but Leia, man, that's some bad CGI. At first it didn't bother me, but yeah, Leia was bad, and I hope they don't do it again.
The reason it's bad, why you notice it more with Leia, is because she's on a white background, whereas Darkin, he's in darker scenes.
Yeah,
So it's a lot easier to get away with it.
Plus,
yeah.
and not to be rude, but Peter Cushing's a lot older, so it's a lot easier to hide
Yeah.
the mistakes in, like, some of the flaws in, you know, the older complexion.
Right.
Whereas in Leia, you're de-aging her, you're making her really young. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, yes, a part of me actually kind of does wish that they would have gotten out of it, because at this point, they're both probably thinking, "What the fuck were we doing?"
See, right here, they could have kissed.
That too.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, right here, they could have done it.
Yeah, Mr. Anaconda said, this is my absolute favorite piece by Giacchino. The song is beautiful, especially when the tone of it changes, matching the situation. This piece is absolutely beautiful for a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Absolutely agree. This ending is near perfection. It is extremely well done, and is the reason that people walked out of the movie going, that was a good movie.
Yes,
I agree.
Like, to me, if this ending is not as strong as it is, people don't walk out of this going, that's a good movie.
I agree, 100%.
Oh yeah, it's not why I cried for 10 minutes in my car after I saw the movie the first time.
That's sad. That's a sad line too from Radis right there.
Yep.
It is.
And then Darth Vader comes in out of nowhere. Da-dum!
Boom. What's up, bitches?
You guys miss me?
Who wants to play?
Hey, rebels, I want to play a game.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Fernandez. Come on, man, kiss her. God's sake.
Oh shit. I swear to you, this like by like this point there were people already like walking out of the theater because they thought the movie was over, right? And I was
Probably.
but no, I swear to you, this one guy just starts screaming out, "Wait up! The movie's not fucking over yet!" Out
I was about to say
loud.
now, and now, okay, so now we've gotten this done. Now, Jacob, you and I actually have the same nitpick with this scene.
Yeah. I like it is an awesome moment. It is an absolutely awesome Darth Vader moment that makes absolutely no fucking sense. It makes no sense, and it just doesn't work to where it should have.
Now,
Like,
if the line for these guys were saying was, "Get this out of here,"
Yeah.
they're just trying to pass the
If he wasn't
plans off.
trying to open it. If he was just take it.
Here it goes.
Take
Here it goes.
it.
Here comes.
Oh yeah, baby.
Also, I don't think we mentioned. I wasn't here earlier.
Oh!
James L. Jones is starting to sound old.
Sadly,
And
I do agree.
I brought it up
Yep.
during the clinic scene. Yeah.
Oh my god! I just love how he just like holds up the guy in the air, and
Yeah.
they're just like,
yeah.
There you
If
go.
that guy there was just giving the thing and wasn't actually trying to open it, that's my issue. If he's trying to open it, it's if he is just giving over the.
Well, because he's trying to live.
I know, but like, if he, to me, Vader isn't killing everyone like that. He is going for the plans because that's what he's after. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like,
Gareth Edwards right there. Gareth Edwards right there. Bam! Pointed it out.
Oh yeah.
And then you know right then and there, Darth Vader is pissed.
I would have liked a full-on Imperial theme right here.
I agree. I was just about to say that. If they would have kept that Imperial theme there, like the entire thing, I would have been like, perfect. Keep
Yeah.
it in there. But then no, you just put in like a sample of it and then just play something else for it, and it's just like, okay.
I also didn't like that this is how the movie ends. I thought it was just a little too quick. Like
I agree.
Like, yeah.
Honestly, I think that looks fine. I don't know why everyone bitches about it.
There is a little bit of it. It's yeah. Like, I think that's just a little quick. Like, from that type of
Well, a little
moment
bit
to end-
rushed.
Yeah,
Like a little
it's
rushed, yeah.
Yeah, you
that
could
was
let it
quick.
breathe a little longer, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought that was just a little quick. But hey, it ties perfectly into our next movie, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Literally in holy. It can't be that late. We're not starting this that like literally in nearly an hour, are we?
Yeah.
I think we are.
We are.
We might start. Okay, we might do that a bit earlier. Well, guys, that was Rogue One. I'd like to thank my panel today. But Brian, what were your thoughts? Thank you for joining us. And what were your thoughts on Rogue One?
Yes. I thank you guys for having me on. It was I had a really good time talking about the movie and whatnot. And you know, Rogue One for me does have problems. I will say that it does have problems, but it's still an enjoyable movie from beginning to end. You know, it has great cinematography. The score at some scenes fits well for what the scene is actually portraying. But overall, I really like this movie a lot. I like it. And it's actually my second favorite Star Wars movie. It's actually my second favorite Star Wars movie.
And I thought
So-
I was the king of controversial picks.
Well, yours
But,
is still a lot. Yours is a bit more. At least this one's competently made. Frank, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Rogue One?
I can't wait to hear.
For the for the first standalone film, I thought it did a pretty good job of setting a precedent for these films going forward, or what they could be going forward.
Mhm.
Yeah, the film isn't a flawless Star Wars movie. Rarely has a Star Wars movie been besides the original trilogy? But so there's a lot of good stuff I like in here. A lot of good callbacks. A lot of things that tie into the original trilogy, specifically A New Hope, which I appreciate. And I walking out of the movie, you can't help but feel awesome about that Darth Vader scene. The entire end scene of the movie is just amazing. Everything I think people have longed for in a Star Wars movie. And you finally got to see it. Despite what you think about the characters, just the action, the Star Wars aspect of Star Wars really showed up on the screen. So there's a lot of stuff to like in this movie. And I will not, it's not in my top 3, but it's top 5 probably.
Roman, yell at me.
Well, I say, what am I gonna yell at you for? I mean, no. Look. I get your opinion about my second favorite. Whatever. We move on. And here's the thing. Actually, guys, when we stopped rolling, he actually said to me that he's actually kind of jealous that I love the movie as much as I do. Like, he wishes he could feel my passion for Revenge of the Sith. And I love Rogue One. Let me make that perfectly clear right now. I love this movie. Does it have problems? Of course it does. But to be fair, there is no such thing as a perfect movie. So, that being said, what makes this movie so amazing? Why can I come back to this movie time and time again? It's all in that third act. The Battle of Scarif is quite possibly the greatest Star Wars battle of all time. And the fact that we have some character motivation, like, to actually care about a couple of the people on the battlefront, that's what makes it even better. And the other thing I like about it is, yes, the editing in this movie is atrocious, but I don't care. Some of the character motivations in the first half are a little but I don't care. Why? Because this movie does a crap ton to add to the mythology of Star Wars. So I can never take that away from it. So, and I gotta say, this is gonna be very interesting watching A New Hope for the first time, because it's gonna be the first time since Carrie's passed away I've been able to watch the original trilogy. So let's have some fun with the next one.
Well, look, Rogue One to me is better than all the prequels, but worse than the originals and Force Awakens. It's in that middle area where I think there are big problems with the film, but it's not a terrible movie. It's a very entertaining and watchable film. The middle act drags a little for me, and it's a bit hard to sit through sometimes. I think Vader is used well in his limited. They held back on Vader, which I'm actually very impressed on. Other than his pathetic line, but. Yeah, the characters are the biggest problem, and when we get to when we get to Force Awakens, I'll explain better, because I'll have the visuals in front, and I can actually explain why Force Awakens to me works so much better in introducing its characters, and that's to me. Because look, I'm not the Force Awakens to me. What I love so much about Force Awakens was the fact that it was able to reintroduce Star Wars to the world. And that to me, it will forever hold a special place in my heart for that. But it's outside of the original trilogy. But all right, guys, we will be back in 45 minutes for Star Wars: A New Hope, the original, the best, or no, second best, and our last film for the day. So, guys, we will see you back in 45 minutes. We hope you will join us. We will be back here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. But until then, guys, I'm Jacob London. Take care.